Hey, New Life. Joel here with you today, and wanted to share a story that happened earlier this week that reminded me just how impactful love can be when it shows up in a moment. My youngest daughter, Brooklyn, was making lunch, making ramen, and she was just having a rough moment. It was just a frustrating day for her and couldn't follow even simple instructions of help. And she was just melting down. And so I remember I stopped what I was doing and walked over to where she was and just said, "Hey, do you need a hug?" And wrapped my arms around her. And she just melted into that moment. And it was like this experience of love transformed everything for her. And she caught her breath and she was able to continue on with the day. And the interesting thing for me about that was that earlier that exact day, I was in the same space she was in. It was a particularly rough week, and I was just really kind of beyond myself of just like, oh man, what's going on? And Christy came to me and just stopped what she was doing and wrapped her arms around me and gave me this epic hug. And that act of love transformed that moment for me. And I just think there's something so important about that reality of when love shows up in our story. It not only transforms the moment for us, but we have this experience of something that's so great, it overflows, and we have something worth sharing with others. I had love to share with Brooklyn because I had received love earlier in that day. And I think that's why it's so beautiful when you see what John, one of Jesus' closest friends, writes when he says, hey, the reason we love is because God first loved us. And I want you to consider that reality right now, that whatever your day is like, you are not operating from a deficit if God is in your story because he loves you. And that love is transformative, which means it will overflow if you will receive the love he has for you and you have something to share with the people around you today. And so stop and ask God to remind you of his love for you. And then take that love and say, how can I change this moment for someone around me? I love you, New Life. In this with you. Have a beautiful day.